Hi, I'm Beverly Banov Brown, and I have a very important question to ask you today. I hope you'll give it careful consideration and also consider a very brief and easily usable action plan that I'm going to be sharing with you. Golden nuggets, I like to call them, gleaned from my 30-plus years in working with literally now thousands of clients, many of whom have had severe devastation, really, from being involved in relationships with people who they feel like they've stumbled into bottomless pits of need with. People who it's not just, what have you done for me? It's, what have you done for me lately? And what can you do for me now? What am I talking about? I'm talking about those last-minute phone calls where you're expected to just drop everything in your life and show up for them. Maybe travel to where they are to rescue them. Maybe lend them money, go into business with them, provide them a home to live in. Provide them space in your garage or on your land where their stuff that they don't seem to know what else to do with can stay. It goes on and on. It's a long list. Sometimes it means sitting up in the middle of the night, or they wake you up early in the morning to tell you at great length about all the people who've done them wrong and who don't get them and only you do. Or maybe they're at the point where they're saying, I thought you got me, but it turns out you're just like all the rest of them. You're a people pleaser, or you're codependent, or you're bad, wrong, crazy, all that, and more. And sometimes it can get scarily physical. Sometimes there's pushing, shoving, maybe even hitting. Sometimes there's speaking against you to people in your family, people in your community in one way or another, or even your closest friends and coworkers. So, what to do with what I think really is one of the narcissist's favorite approaches, one of the crazy maker's favorite approaches to keeping you feeling like you are somehow obligated to rescue them. And that is, again, the phrase, what have you done for me? And what can you do for me now? So how to deal with this? What causes it perhaps is less important right now than you're getting clarity about what your boundaries are. So golden nugget number 1 for today. And believe me, this is shared with you with a very loving intention. Again, as always, not to make anybody wrong or right, good or bad. It's about dealing with what is and being able to make an informed choice. An informed decision, because knowledge arms you with the power to know that there are always other ways to get things done. It also arms you with the resolve sometimes to know, and only you can make this decision, when it's time to move on and let go. And when it might actually be possible to stay in the relationship and see if improvement might not just happen when you change. Because it's only us, as I've talked about on many of my other videos, who have the right to change ourselves. And inevitably, when we really do change, when it's not just lip service kinds of change, when you really know that you are a fabulous catch, that you really are deserving of great and healthy love, given and received in a divine flow, and that love does not have to be a struggle, and that abuse is never okay, then the people around you will either raise up to your level, or something will happen and they will usually go and dance in a different part of the dance floor. And I know that many of you have had severe disappointments. I've had them myself in the last few years in dealing with people who I know to be possessing quite a few of these very scary traits. But when you move on, and when you make different choices that are much more empowered, and you start to see that there's really life not only after this person, but there's a better life, a freer life, a joyful life. And you start to notice again, because your energy is not being devoted to rescuing them or feeling responsible for them or enabling them by doing things for them and on their behalf that really are not yours to do in the first place and are really theirs to do. Life takes on a whole new, much brighter hue. Is there disappointment? Yes. Is there a temporary letdown and feeling of, oh my God, I've got to reconnoiter it all? Yes, of course. That is part of what is involved in change sometimes. Isn't it worth it, though, when you know that at the other end of it, at the other side of it, there's a level of peace. There's an inner knowing that something and someone, oh, so much better suited, is on the horizon. Maybe even somebody you've already met and you just haven't recognized it yet. So here are some golden nuggets that will help you to make that informed decision. And I know that you're capable of doing this because, let's face it, if you've gotten to the point where you're listening to this video, you've done hard things before in your life. And you can do this too, if in fact you make the choice to change yourself here and now. And if you're not ready, be kind to yourself, understand that there may be some more inner work you have to do, or maybe you haven't touched bottom. Maybe their behavior hasn't reached a point yet where you just say, enough is too much. There's got to be a better way, and I'm going to find it. And again, the choice is always yours, and nobody has a right to make that choice for anybody else. So golden nugget number 1 for today, gleaned from over 3 decades of working with people from every sexual preference, every imaginable ethnicity, socioeconomic background, educational level, religious persuasion, you name it, including ages from young children all the way up to people pushing 100. Golden nugget number 1. Don't take it personally. People who are highly narcissistically geared have a virtual inability to fully accept all that you've done for them. Golden nugget number 2. Understand that the more we can give without any strings attached, just for the sheer joy of giving, the better off we are in general anyway. Next golden nugget. Understand also that narcissism is a serious challenge for the person who has those traits, and it is their responsibility to get the help and deal with this. It is not your responsibility. It never was, and it never will be. And to the extent you may feel a desire to rescue or a sense of responsibility and obligation for this person's well-being and happiness, it's usually a sign that perhaps you are actually experiencing some effects of codependency. Codependency is a form, I believe, of addiction, and will get better and respond significantly when you're ready to do the inner work, to rebuild that inner sense of your own worth and value, so that you also, as the narcissist tends to do, can stop looking outside of yourself to get the love, the affection, the affirmation to meet your needs. And you begin to really seriously discover ways and means to meet your own needs more effectively. This is golden nugget number whatever it is. Next golden nugget, I do lose track sometimes. Understand also that you are dealing with a very serious problem. It is not something that is likely to just be a snap of the finger situation. Don't put Band-Aids on it. Leave the, what I'd like to call the rose-colored glasses in the drawer. Take them off. See the red flags for what they really are so that you can be safe. And if you've decided, for whatever the reason, that you do want to stay with this person, please get yourself some professional care, some professional guidance. It's awfully hard to deal with this alone. Pray, next golden nugget, pray, meditate. Make sure to take time every day to nurture yourself. Be around people who are unconditionally loving and approving of you. Next golden nugget, if your narcissistic partner or would-be partner begins to be in any way severely denigrating of your worth, your value, violent in any way, gaslighting you, know that you are having a situation where there is domestic abuse, and there is no excuse for abuse. And yet, unless or until you're ready to take the necessary actions to stop this by creating healthy boundaries and making it clear that you are not available to be treated but in any way but the most loving, it will likely continue. This is tough stuff. I know this is not what many of you want to hear. I also know, however, from doing many psychic readings, intuitive readings, from working with all my clients, from my own life experience, and from knowing many, many other people who have emerged from these situations as I have. A happier, stronger, more centered, joyful person. I know that you can do it. You will get through this once you decide what course of action really works for you. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel, which is Beverly Banov Brown M.S. And also, if you've enjoyed any part of this or found it relevant to your life, whether you agree with me or not, please leave me a like so I'll know you were there. Also, if you want to be in touch with me, my email address is coachhq@gmail.com. That's COACHHQ@gmail.com. Until next time, please take good care of yourself. Lavish yourself with all the beautiful things that you want to give to someone else. And in doing